Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It's Sunday night. We got through another weekend. They just blast through anyway, but we have a wild market. It was super red on Friday, and we have it crashing down, and I figured let's go over the state of the markets because obviously last time we did the state of anything, we did the state of the meme coins, and exactly what I said it was going to happen happened a week later. I mean, to the T, if you go back and listen. So talked about all the rug pulling and what was going on, and again, I had made my own meme coin, so I obviously knew what was going on, had seen it, and that's how I knew to believe in ETF 500 and know it's going to be the biggest coin, guys. So that's why I purchased that and keep getting more of it. And yeah, I have a good amount and I can't wait. And like I always say, I'm always a few months early, and that's perfectly fine with me because I know what it's going to do. And it's going to be a beauty, that's for sure. But let's get into the state of the markets because crypto is way down. Bitcoin's at 78,000. Solana's at 104. I mean, these things are way down. Ethereum's in the 1500s right now. 1,572 as it scrolls up on my stock cube. Ripple's at 189, guys. Look at that, 189. How crazy is that? And Cardano's down at 56. So let's get cruising, and I'll tell you what the market's going to look like, what we're getting into, and what should happen here. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. And I'll click over here so you guys can see what a beautiful red chart that is. And again, I'm not that upset about it. We've been basically calling the market perfectly every which way it goes. So we're perfectly fine with it. We're not really long on this show anyway. We just hit the quick poppers, 100%ers nonstop. And we do know what the Mag 7 everybody's doing. The ETFs, we know how to play the options in every which way. So I thought, let's go through this market and see what's going on. It's going to be so many great opportunities. And I am so excited, guys. I love this kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people aren't exactly excited, but they have long positions and they're way down. We're not way down. We're actually way up. So it's a beautiful position to be in, especially if you have a bunch of cash on hand because you can just destroy this market. So let's go through and talk about what's going on. I made up a couple pages here, some notes. What we think the short-term losers are going to be, the long-term losers, and everything in between, what's going to be doing well. And and then we'll go through and do our normal Sunday night live show, of course. And I did mark up, if you see the laptop travels, he actually gave us a great list. He gave us two great lists. That's why I did it early, because I knew we were going to be talking tonight, and I didn't want to miss any. So he gave us two amazing lists for tomorrow. So the top part of it are our normal laptop travel list, and then he gave us a bunch of ETFs, and they are beauty. So I did mark them up, and you can tell which ones are looking good. And we'll get through most of them, I would think, this evening. But let's go ahead and talk about the state of the markets. I wanted some people to start hopping on. I see there's well over 100 people. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And yeah, I'm telling you what's going to happen here, and you guys kind of know. We are always on point on this show. If you're new tuning in, greatly appreciate it. We've been doing this show for almost a year now, and we call just about everything and a lot of 100%ers. So I wanted to go through and give you guys a heads up. Obviously, I'm not in a panic. I'm excited about this. So I think it's going to be great opportunities, that's for sure. And I see some people on there stocking up for future. And Fayez, we'll get through all these. And 55 Vet, Blue Collar Teamster, CFS, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else. Hell is the gang. And again, let's go through. So what we're looking at in this market, obviously, our inflation's way up, and then Trump comes out with tariffs. And honestly, it needed to be done. Our country's been being taken advantage of by everybody. And I'll just give you one great example. It's really simple. It's just the way I look at it. And here it is. It's real simple. Look in America. We have all these different cars, right? And it's a lot of products are like this. I use the car industry because it's a huge industry, and this one might be one of the biggest, and so it's most obvious, and I think it makes a lot of sense this is the way I look at it. So you have all these cars, right? We have tons of different makes and models in this country, and we have access to a lot, and you get to choose whatever you want, which is great, and the prices are obviously a little high now, but up until COVID, I would say, you could go out and get a decent car, and it was always reasonably priced, I would say, whether you wanted a Honda or you wanted a Toyota or you wanted an American car, a Ford, or you wanted anything. I mean, a luxury car, Mercedes, anything. So you're talking all over the globe right here. And now our American cars, so you got your Fords and our GM brands and things of that nature, and they're competing with these other foreign countries and foreign models, and yeah, they just flow them into the country. And usually how it works is you look in India and these other countries like Korea or Japan and some of them other countries, you won't see one American car on their streets. Their tariffs are so high that we cannot even send our cars there. They would never sell. So GM, Ford, anything in GM and these type of companies, American automakers, they don't have a shot in hell. They can't even sell one car in India. They're not even on the market over there. So you're talking big populations and, areas that they just don't even have the ability to sell to, but yet these countries can easily sell in our country, and we allow it to happen. And again, it all comes down to tariffs. So when you see that these countries don't allow our automakers to sell our cars in their countries, they're tariffing them to actually benefit their local companies. So obviously India does it, so the India their auto manufacturers benefit 100%. They're only selling their cars in their country. I don't know if they export a lot, but they chose, we're not going to sell anybody else's cars, and all of our money stay in here. So that's the way it works with tariffs, just to give you a good idea and a bold general, with products, because it's like that for everything. So cars are a good one. So at the end of the day, you can see that, we obviously sell every other country's car with no problem, and they're not really taxed that much, because if they were, the cars really wouldn't sell here. They would be astronomical compared to Ford and Chevy and obviously the GM and the American automakers. So they're reasonably priced, and the tariffs. So you go to other countries, we can't even compete in the markets. They put like 100, some of them have like over 100% tariff. So it would like double the price of the car. You couldn't even send it there. It would be impossible. So that's how it works. So now Trump comes in, he says, all right, look, we're getting taken advantage of. We'll call it reciprocal tariffs. So if you want to tariff us 100% on our products, then we're going to tariff you 100% on your products. So if you're not going to let us sell cars in your country, you're not going to sell cars in our country. Now, is it going to make the prices skyrocket up a little bit? Of course. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with you, this administration came in, and we all know from the last administration, I called it out nonstop, all of the numbers were completely, fudged. I believe the charts never lined up. Nothing made sense. And then you kind of see the numbers and what the spending and the money was going to now that Doge ripped through all that. And it was completely out of control. And then you find out that there's multiple computer systems that were able to print money like in the billions and trillions of dollars that weren't even like synced up to each other. So if one was printing out a check for $7 trillion and another one was setting up a check for $5 trillion, you didn't even know that the two amounts were going out. Who the hell knows what was even going on? And I don't think anybody knows how much money's missing. And again, we have no idea what the gold situation is, so we can't wait to find that out. So long story short, the country was in dire need anyway. We already knew there should have been a recession years ago, and they just kept printing money and pumping the market up so that it wouldn't happen under their watch. That's basically what was happening. And it just makes the markets and everything even more volatile, and it's like a volcano getting ready to explode. Now, Trump comes in, and they find all this nonsense, and this was his agenda from the get-go. I mean, he ran on this, and this is why we all voted for him. So this is why I don't understand why so many people are upset, but I don't think people really understand how economics and things really work, and that's why I wanted to come on and explain so that everybody could get a good idea. And again, we try to just explain the market and everything going on, and I just want to bring it down to our terms here, and if anyone has questions, please feel free to ask. And so he comes in, they start shaking all this stuff up, and obviously I said it from the beginning, before it even happened, I didn't didn't think they would start cutting the jobs like they did, but they started going in and cutting federal jobs. And I said, as soon as they start doing that, you're going to see the markets pull back. And did they do it a little fast and aggressive and maybe not the greatest, you know, plan? Maybe, but whatever, it needed to happen. I mean, I explained it before. I told you guys I worked in government. I was a contractor for him, so I consulted to him, and I just watched how much money was wasted. I mean, for like every 5 employees in a government job, you have 1 employee in the private sector, because they're literally just able to run circles, and 4 employees just stand there and do nothing. I mean, 5 people stand around do nothing all day, and they all get paid because it just comes out of taxpayer funding. And then they'll even go hire more people because their brother, their sister, or a relative needs a job, so they get jobs. And they don't even need to hire people. Trust me, they don't even have job openings, but they still get jobs. I've watched it happen a million times. Believe me, this is what goes on. And again, in the private sector, the company would go under. You have financials that you actually have to abide by, or you're not going to have a company. The government doesn't care. They're just wasting taxpayer money. It's not their money. They could care less. They still get a paycheck every single week. They could care less about any of us. Believe me, I've worked in it. I know how it goes. They don't give a shit. So that's what goes on. So you got all these employees just employed because they're all family members and whatever. It's nepotism times a million in there. And then you can just see all the other wasteful things, and you know, their buddies get contracts for this, and they were just funneling money everywhere. It was out of control. So money was being spent in ways that we've never even seen before. And then you had the COVID pandemic, which more money got funneled out. And again, this is where the whole issue comes from, is the whole COVID pandemic, because we obviously financed so much goddamn money during that time. They were just handing money out to everybody and everything, and then they never even stopped. And it just got completely out of control, and you have to have interest on them loans, and at that time the interest rates were low. But now look at it, when you have to go finance all that money again, and or pay it back, and interest rates are this high, we're in some major trouble. So that's what this presidency, this administration's dealing with. These loans are up, and they got to deal with this shit, and they can't just give away. If you just print more money and give it away, in another year or two, everything will completely collapse, and it won't matter. What are you going to do? Just keep pumping it fake forever until it just completely runs out? So that's what was going on. So he comes in, he tries to change things, and again, they cut a lot of money out of government. He adds the tariffs on there, and it's just a negotiation ploy. Obviously, the markets are going to overreact. They overreacted to every single thing that he said, and that's one of the big things we already know. You have to play the market right now as per what the news is going to be and what they're talking about. And that's what we know. We've been on top of it, and that's why we do a show at 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. because we always keep up on everything, the trends, and then I post during the day and keep you guys updated. And anyone ever has questions, just comment, post, send a DM on X, and I'll answer anybody. You guys know that. And I always have a great time. We love the market, and we love anything that it does. Trust me, if it's red like this, it's not a bad thing. So anyway, market dips down because of everything going on. The tariffs, not a bad thing. The market needed to pull back. It's almost going to be like a reset button. So if we were smart about it, which we were, because we knew things were really, really choppy, you didn't know what exactly was going on, and we were playing it as safe as possible, just kind of catching these little poppers here and there, like an AREB that was up over 300%. And again, the last 2-3 weeks, we've been nonstop hitting 100% plus 300%ers, because the penny stocks like to run at this time, and we pivot and hit whatever the market wants to do. We're not so much like, oh, we just have to play the Mag 7, we just have to do this, or we just have to do that. We play whatever wants to have the opportunity at that moment. So that's why the market's pulling back in a, just give you a general idea of what's going on. So yeah, is it terrible? It is bad that the S&P, everything pulled back major. I mean, you're talking huge huge dips and pullbacks, and it's not real good for the economy and obviously the stock market. But long term, is it going to be good? It had to be done. The market was just running, and it shouldn't have been up there anyway. So yeah, it's going to be great long term. And I explained like the tariffs, so we're going to be getting more money coming in for our American companies if you tariff the other ones. And again, are these tariffs going to stick 100%? No, it's a negotiation ploy. You always start at the very top, and then you meet yourself down in the middle somewheres, or hopefully 3/4 on your side. And that's what you have to do in negotiations. So Trump isn't going to throw it out there and be like, oh yeah, let's just give you guys, lower tariffs, and then, I'll try to work my way up. It doesn't work that way. You got to start way up and then come down. So the White House said that I guess 50 countries contacted them about trying to negotiate tariffs, and I don't doubt it, because these countries, most of these little countries, and a lot of these countries rely on their exports to the United States. I mean, look at our country. We buy everything everywhere. It's insane. So they will go bankrupt if they can't come in here. And again, they were kind of taking advantage of us, and it wasn't very hard to take advantage of the last administration when there's nobody running it. We still don't even know who was running the goddamn country. I questioned that for 3 years, and now everybody's kind of questioning. I think we all did, but I mean, really, we still don't really know who was behind running the country, because Biden had no idea, and we know he wasn't running the country. So it's just bizarre to think about it that way. But so now you have this situation going on because of that situation. And again, it's not the end of the world. It's a big pullback. It's a lot of dippage, and we're in great we're in a great opportunity spot right here to get these things at way cheaper prices. So let's go through, and if anyone has any questions about what I was just saying, and I'll if I have anything else to add, I will. But I just want to go through. I made some notes just to go through a few sectors and things that would do better and benefit from this, and also ones that would do worse. And obviously, anything that's going to have a tariff on it is probably going to do worse, and that would be anything obviously international. American companies should benefit. And obviously, like I was saying, these tariffs, that what he said was obviously a negotiation tactic, and so now you know that you can drop the market all the way down. And yeah, does it get sold off? Does it get in the risky territory? Yeah, but guess what? I think the worst of the news is basically out. I mean, now you're going to have the countries, like they said, contacting us, trying to negotiate. They'll figure it out. And I think at the end of the day, what they're really trying to do, and again, Elon, I didn't mention this, but Elon and Trump, obviously, they're having a little fallout because Elon bounced already. And Laptop Travel had said it to me before. He said, I don't see Elon sticking around for very long. Government's not his thing. It runs way too slow. He needs to get things done way too fast, and he's just not going to be into it. And Laptop Travel hit it on the head. But Elon went in there and just cleaned house and did what he had to do, and that's what he's great at. The guy's a genius. I mean, he's brilliant. He needed to do it, and I'm sure him and Trump will be fine. Obviously, politics, man, will rip up anybody, so it gets a little crazy when you're in there and you're spending a bunch of money and doing all kinds of things, and then you got the media turning against you. I don't think they're really going to have a big rift, to be honest with you. I think it was just he got in there, did what he had to do, whatever, and the market had to dip. But what he was alluding to is, that he wants Europe and America to have zero tariffs, and that would open up the trade. And I think that's what's actually going to be kind of the agreement that's going to be tried to worked out at some point here. And I think that's going to be the agenda. I think he just kind of said it a little early and kind of gave us all a heads up, I think, because at the end of the day, if you have that, it benefits both nations, everybody, and everybody can really prosper off of that. And that's what you want to do. You want to really work with these countries and not have trade wars. Obviously, it's not good for our economy, not good for the markets, not good for much, but it had to be done, because if not, when was it ever going to stop? And it wasn't. It was never going to end, and our country was just going to keep bleeding money. So yeah, did it drop a lot? A lot of money get wiped out of the stock market? Yeah. Does it come right back in there? Absolutely. So people like us in great positions, sitting back, knowing this was going to happen, we go in and buy these things at the bottom. Remember, Warren Buffett, who has a lot of money, had a lot of cash on hand, did he not? And remember what I said before, I like to watch what he does. The guy's pretty bright, and it's probably why I do what I do. And I told you before, it's kind of why I got into everything, was because of him. He basically said, I heard him say before, he's like, I'm not even bright, I'm just into the one thing that makes the most amount of money, and I can, read the stock market well. And I was like, I'm not that bright either, maybe I could do this. And this was in my 19 years old, I heard this. And like I said, I've been doing this for well over 20 years. I'm 44, and it was a hobby of mine. I've always traded here and there, and did well with the penny stocks before COVID, did really well with them. And obviously we just keep pivoting and moving around the market, and we're going to crush it again on like a whole nother level here, because this is like the greatest thing ever. So let's go through and see what our opportunities are going to be and what might not be a great opportunity. So our short-term losers, very high risk right now. Obviously, our technology getting smacked. Look at our Mag 7, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta. I mean, the whole thing's red, but they're getting hammered. I mean, you see Apple is down 7%, Nvidia down 7%. Google down pretty big. So they're getting hammered. And you remember, Trump just said that these guys are investing like $500 billion in this country to do business in this country for a reason. They don't want to pay the tariffs or the other stuff. So again, it's all being done. I think it's calculated, to be honest with you. And like I said before, Trump had the market on a light switch before with the tariff word, and then it was just coming to that Liberation Day, and they probably knew it was going to come down big time. He probably shorted the market down, I'm sure. And so yeah, they knew it was coming down, and again, it is what it is. You might as well have it down here now and then work your way back up, because you can have some really nice bounces and people will never remember this even happened, rather than have it like 6-7 months down the road. And again, they have the midterms coming up in like a year and a half or so. So you're going to have that market like booming at that time, and nobody will ever remember this even happened, except for all the people that actually bought it at the bottom and made a fortune. All remember. The people that are way down and their money goes back up, they won't even remember it happened. But the people that benefit will all remember big time. We'll be like, yeah, that was the greatest dip in the history of life right there. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's how I look at it. And so obviously tech stock's going to be way down there. And again, it's just going to be some great opportunities. I mean, we'll go through them all later, but I'm just going to pull up like a Microsoft. Look at that thing. I mean, all of them. Apple down $14 into the basement, and they look like they want to continue down into the basement and get in there. So just like they were all up here in the all-time high areas and they were running up in them tops, they look like they want to run in them bottoms now. Here, didn't look like it wanted to run into that bottom. Down here, it wants to run into that bottom. They all kind of have that look. We'll go through them. Industrials and machinery like Caterpillar and things of that nature. Raw materials are going to be pretty expensive here, so they're going to slow down a little bit. General Electric, companies like that, they're probably going to slow down. And again, these are going to be your short-term, high-risk ones right now, and your consumer discretionary. I can't even talk. And obviously, your tariffs are going to drive that up as well. So companies that sell, like I guess Best Buy, Target and things of that nature, they're going to be their stock's going to be dipping with this as well. And then your short-term winners, things that could be good ones right now to take a look at, your utilities, and obviously look at your your energy and stuff like that. Some of them start to move a little bit when things get a little volatile like this. People know that you need energy and everything, so they go with the safer things. Healthcare, everyone always needs healthcare. And remember, Pfizer was dipping down right there. What is it doing here? See, that's way down. So some of these, and you can see, look how far down it is. Some of these are going to have some really nice bounces. Look at that support line right here and here for Eli, LLY. So some of these healthcare ones we're going to be keeping an eye on for some bounces right here, because they people love these things. Remember United Health, that one was running up not very long ago. I think it is pulled back here. But yeah, remember it was just running up, hitting that top. You're just going to have a little pullback, and it does want to run. So there are three to keep an eye on right there. And obviously our gold and precious metals, and Laptop Travel's been all over the gold and Barrick Gold, but they did dip pretty good. Everything kind of did the other day, but these ones are going to bounce back up. You can see how bullish it's going to be. So that's GOLD, and then that Austin Gold Corp had dipped down. So we're just going to find the bottoms on all these. And again, these ones are going to bounce much faster than some of them other ones, and that's why we're looking at these ones sooner than later. And obviously your U.S. defense and cybersecurity, obviously you always need that at heightened times. And when the markets get crazy and everything, people think you're a little more volatile, and you can be attacked a little bit better, so they will try to heighten this stuff up as well. And plus Trump's all about building that up. So Lockheed Martin, trying to set up the other day, was looking good off that double bottom bounce, but now you're going to have another bounce, and it followed that pattern where it hit it and bounced down right there. So I think you're going to see that pattern happen a lot. Palantir, that one came down underneath the support line. It was trying to hold up there, but just couldn't do it. You're going to have a nice little dip on here, and then obviously you'll be pulling back up. And how about that NOC? I know Luis Rodriguez likes this guy, and it was way down. Remember, this was running up for us, and that took a nice dip, but look at it. I mean, it has some support lines. We'll see as it crossed through there. So just three good ones right there that we'll keep an eye on. And then obviously our long-term winners, they are going to be our domestic manufacturing and infrastructure, and that's what I was talking about. Anything inside the U.S. is going to get bumped up, because that's what the tariffs are supposed to do. They're supposed to bring the money and keep the money in the U.S. And obviously what tariffs do is just sends our money right over to the other countries. So if you can keep more money in the U.S. and the U.S. companies can, keep more of the money, they'll need to grow, because they'll obviously be expanding with more money coming in. They'll hire more people, they'll expand, they'll grow, and that's how you build the country, instead of exporting everything or importing everything and paying all the exports and the tariffs and all the other taxes and everything else. And that's all we do. We just pay for stuff now, and that's why these countries basically need us to operate, because we just buy everything around here. Anything anyone wants to make, they just send it to the U.S. and we buy it up. Put it in Walmart, Target, or anywhere like that, and people will buy it. So that's what goes on. And you see everything that you pick up says made in China, Taiwan, this place, that place, everywhere else. You don't find anything you pick up in a store that says it's made in the USA. Nothing, literally nothing. So if that starts happening, more money comes in. And again, will it make prices higher at first? It will. I mean, that's just the way it works. But in the long term, it's the best thing for the country. So that's what you see happening here. And again, that is your U.S. defense and cybersecurity. So we will be keeping an eye on them bad boys right there. And then obviously our domestic manufacturing, our energy and oil. We know that that'll be really good long-term. Oil for everything. He's been talking about drilling, and obviously energy is always, it's just one of them safer short and long-term plays. Just depends on the market conditions, but in these type of things, that is always a good one to go to. And like your Exxon Mobil and things of that nature, that was down the other day as well. They were all down. So yeah, look at this thing. It looks like it might even bounce right off of there, right there. And then I'll come and see what you guys are saying, because I do see a bunch of messages, and I'll go through and read everything real quick and see what you guys are talking about. And so yeah, if you want to add anything to the discussion, discussion, feel free. I'll come back and definitely go through and read everything real quick after I go through this. And let me go through. So yeah, that was your like I was saying, your oil and gas and agriculture. These ones are going to go up because we import so much farm stuff and like New Zealand beef and things of that nature. And I know Trump the other day did have some farmers on and they were talking about it. So that is a big thing. And these foreign countries, they buy up our farmlands like crazy. I'm in New Jersey and I go blueberry picking every year. I love to do it. The kids love it. I used to go with my dad's uncle took me when I was a kid all the time, and it was just so much fun. It's amazing. And I live in an area where there's tons of great blueberry farms. And yeah, the one big one that I go to, they had just posted this video the other day, and it's a family business, really nice people. I mean, great people when you go there. And they were saying like they keep getting aggressively contacted by these China companies that want to bring them out for these conferences and pay for everything, their food, their lodging. And basically they're trying to buy up all these blueberry farms, and they said they know all the other blueberry farmers in the area have also been getting approached as well. And they're like, I don't know how many people are actually selling, but it's pretty scary. And a lot of these farms are near military bases as well, so you got to be careful with that. And yeah, so you really have to be careful, because then when they're producing, you don't know what the hell they're even putting in the food there. So they could have these crazy genetic seeds, and it just becomes a crazy thing with agriculture. If you're into it, you'll understand it. And so yeah, that's another big one. Keep the agriculture in these local American companies. That's for sure. I'd rather be eating that food than be importing it from other countries. So obviously, fruits and vegetables of some nature, you got to, but again, you want your meats and stuff to be in here, and our food being raised in this country. So agriculture will be a good one. Now, here's your long-term losers. Your global importers are going to be your big losers, like Walmart and Costco. Again, you go there, you can buy anything, but they don't have anything that's made in America in that store, so they will tend to want to dip down. A lot of them stores, do other things. Costco sells a bunch of gold now, which keeps it stable. So you can look at these things, and I think a lot of them have been preparing for this moment anyway. Dollar Tree is another one. They've been getting hit. And what else? Some foreign tech with U.S. exposure, like BABA and companies like that. They may take a little dip right there. And then so there are a couple that'll be the long-term losers, and there's some other ones that we'll obviously go through. And this is what we're going to start doing, and we did this before, obviously, when things get a little shaky. This is the route you want to go with your ETFs. You start going into your ETFs, and so we're going to start looking at some ETFs a little bit more. I had mentioned it the other day, and again, Laptop Travel gave us a great ETF list. So yeah, we'll be looking at some of them, some of the healthcare ones and different sectors that are going to be good that we just went through. The gold and precious metals like GLD and SLV for silver, and then obviously our ETFs that are real volatile, like our VIX and our SQQ and our UVXY. Why things are pulling back right now, and it's going to be a little choppy, so these things may go up and down. They're getting up into the top, and they might be jumping around, so we'll be watching them ones for sure. And what else did I write down here? I took a few notes. And let me see. Oh, and then obviously we know what we're going to be looking at. I just kind of wrote down what we want to look at for like some quick swing trades right now. And of course, we love the penny stocks because they're going to want to move. Anything that's set up like that, we love. And obviously our big volatile ones, like I said, the ETFs that we know are going to be jumping around pretty big. And then just trade whatever the market's overreacting, guys. Whatever's really running hardcore in the morning, they're the ones that are going to be running. And we always pay attention to the news and just try to know exactly what the trend is going to be that day, and just kind of follow what them stocks are. And I really think that's the way it's going to be until the market kind of resets itself, which is a perfect thing, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And let me just go through, read some of the comments real quick. I saw a lot of you post up some stock tickers. We'll definitely go through them. Some margin calls incoming CFS. I believe it too. Bitcoin is under 7. It's at 79,000. It's at 79,000 right now at 200, but it did dip down, and TSM dipped like big time, guys. That one took a huge dip. That one was looking really good the other day, and that came way down. It has earnings coming up, and I can't imagine it's going to be good. And again, all these 20s are coming down. We'll go through all these, but that was gold prices. We'll take a look at it again. It's going to be a good opportunity because some of these did dip down right there. GDX is the one I was just trying to type in. I just wrote gold when I was thinking GDX, but that one did pull back. And again, they are setting up bullish, so we're going to catch a great opportunity. It could come down to the 39 area right there, and we'll keep an eye on that ETF. So they're going to be the ones that we want to really pivot around to and play and know exactly what's going on. So that's what we're looking at, and that's what we're going to be doing each day. So right now anyway, because why this market pulls back, you have this big reaction. We're just going to play it the right way, and we don't really have to get that crazy, and don't get, you don't have to trade crazy. You don't want to over trade, obviously, in a market like this. You just have to pick the one or two, maybe even in a week, and you'll do great. And just look at what's going on with most people right now. We're taking a bath, and we're just sitting here having a good time trading winners nonstop and pivoting around the market, knowing what to hit. And again, we know to short them down. So we'll go through right now. We'll go through the list, see what we have, and I'll go ahead and look at what you guys are saying too. Let me finish up. Luis Rodriguez was saying used cars, higher new car prices could drive demand for used cars, benefiting Carvana. That's a very good point right there. Steel and aluminum with the 25% tariffs on imports. Yeah, U.S. Steel like X and them, NUE and AA. I agree 100%. As a matter of fact, I think I had NUE on my list. I just skipped over it right here when I was told. Yep, it's right there. Nucor, it's called, for a long-term winner. I actually had written that one down. There you go, Nucor. You wrote that. Yep. So yeah, I agree 100% with Luis Rodriguez on that one. And then of course the automotive, the tariffs on the foreign cars, the 25% could boost U.S. automakers, General Motors, Ford, STLA, Stellantis, and so yeah, and more consumers they'll go for the the U.S. brands because the other ones will cost more. Just like the example I gave you, how I was talking about India. We don't sell any cars over there. It's like I don't even know if someone can look, but I think it's over 100% tax. It's pretty wild. So that's a good reason why we're not selling any cars over there. And then Walmart, consumer defense, people still have to buy. Yeah, and that's why I said some of them bad boys, they start to pivot around even though they sell like everything. That's why they do sell everything, and they do know how to pivot. But some of them other smaller ones, they could be taking a bath because they have to really cut back on spending. Walmart's pretty good. They ain't really cutting back on much spending. They don't really care. And what's going on? We have a couple treasury auctions this week. 10-year auction on Wednesday to 30-year auctions on Thursday. Earnings season's back, and it sure is. I know we got Levi's coming up, some other good ones coming up, so we'll go through them and keep an eye on all them. And expect non-stop tariff headlines all week. Tuesday and Wednesday, April 9th is the day that Trump's new United States tariffs are set to go into effect. Thursday and Friday, China said it will impose 34% tariffs on all goods imported. So yeah, that's supposed to go on this week. And again, we'll just keep an eye on things, make sure we know, and it could be a great week to short them down. And obviously, there'll be some good ones, some good pennies that'll be popping, and we'll be watching them, and we'll know exactly what's going on. JP Morgan reports earnings Friday. Their guidance of the overall markets will be very telling. Yeah, that will be, honestly. See what happens with that one. So there we go. And yeah, and if you want the ETF 500, it is in the Robinhood wallet app right there. So if anyone's looking to buy it on Robinhood, it's in the wallet app. So it's not on the exact platform. It's in the wallet. I don't know if they do put any of the coins in the platform, but I know they're in the wallet app. But it does make it easy for people to have Robinhood. So if you're looking for that, and after buying the stocks recommended by, I'm telling you, I knew it was a spam one, but I'm just like, holy cow, it's just just nonstop. It's just never-ending spam ones. And let's see, worth looking at BMGL and INHD, two of the only three stocks which were up in the last 5 days in a row. Let's check them out right now. Laptop Travel, I like it. BMGL. Basel Medical Group, so there's a medical one right there. They're a new one in the top. I would watch this for a possible momentum play tomorrow. I mean, it is in the top, so you got to be careful. But if it's running up, guys, early, you may want to play this, Scott, because it does look like it still has a little momentum. It looks like it could go up one more day. We'll see, obviously, being after a weekend. That's why I'm saying make sure you keep an eye on it in the morning. And INHD right here. Another one that looks pretty solid. And yeah, look at them green candles just kind of cruising up right there. And I would say it doesn't look bad. INHD. And yeah, look at that thing, 490 to 550. It's at 540. Keep an eye on both of them in the morning, guys. I'm going to write them down, actually. BMGL and INHD. All right, perfect. Thank you, Laptop Travel. They are good ones right there. And again, they've both been running up, and they're not looking bad. We just want to make sure that they continue their way up. And Latin American e-commerce, Melly operating outside the U.S. trade wars may benefit. What are they? I never even heard of them, Luis Rodriguez. You come up with some good ones that I've never heard of, too. And this one is dipped down, but wow, look at that setup coming up. This is an expensive one, that's for sure, but obviously you can play options on it, so we'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, so there we go right there. I like them bad boys. And let's see, and I'm getting the messages on both sides. It's hold on real quick. Let me reload that page, because Laptop Travel did say with the India. Okay, India applies import duties on fully built cars from the U.S. that can be as high as 110% per vehicle. Many Asian nations follow suit. So that's exactly. Thank you, Laptop Travel. I didn't look up this actual numbers before I came on. Didn't even really know I was going to use that as an example. You guys know how much I did more notes today than I usually do. That's for sure. Besides the list, but yeah, I really didn't go that. You know how I work it. I just go, and so I appreciate it, Laptop Travel. But yeah, I knew that they're right off the top of my head. I knew India is over 100%. I just couldn't remember what it was, and yeah, it's like over 110%. It's crazy, guys, and yeah, some of them Asian nations do the same exact thing. We don't sell any cars over there, trust me. We don't sell one car over there. We don't even send them over there because it's too expensive to even send it. So it's just a good example of how the tariffs actually operate and how they benefit nations and why we need them to come and benefit our nation again, because yeah, our nation's been taken advantage of, and look at us. I mean, our country is a shit show anymore. We have so many poor areas. We have no middle class anymore. It's just gotten completely stretched. Our food's crazy, and again, the prices may go a little bit higher right now, but they went so high anyway that I don't think it really matters. If they go a little higher to get things back in order, I think we can handle it for another couple weeks, guys, or even a couple months. I mean, it just, the whole last couple years were just completely out of control, and everything just went crazy. I mean, you just ran through all your money if you had any. It was just insane. So what's another couple months? Just get it right. As long as somebody can get it right, I'm cool with it. And thank you, CFS. She said I explained it well for folks that do not understand, so appreciate that. I just wanted to kind of explain it how I look at it, obviously, and again, I use that car example in my own mind, and that's how I kind of look at tariffs, and you know, it's just the way it works, honestly. And if you can keep the money in our country, and then obviously you'll benefit our companies, our people will have more jobs, will grow, they'll expand, and that's what manufacturing is all about. If you're importing everything, forget about it. It's going to catch up to you at some point, unless you're like a I'll give you a good example, like Aruba, and I don't know how they do it financially, to be honest, which I don't look, but I know it's obviously they have a lot of people that live there native, but they do have a pretty big travel market as well, and it's a beautiful place, and they import a ton of stuff. They don't really have many farms at all. I mean, you can drive around that whole country in one of them UTVs in a couple hours in a day. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, they have a couple state forests or maybe one big state forest, but yeah, I don't even know if they have any farmland anywhere. So yeah, they import literally like everything into there, and you pay for it when you go over there. I mean, you pay for it, and the quality's not as great. Like, for example, and I say if you travel to Mexico and go to like an all you can eat, all exclusive resort, and you go to the Aruba ones, it's night and day difference with the food. I'd rather go to Aruba. It's beautiful. The weather's amazing, beaches, everything. It's great. But if you're one that just loves the food, Aruba's probably not your place because they import everything. In Mexico, they're growing everything and raising it there. They got access to everything. It's cheaper. So just a couple examples. And again, look at us. We're importing all this food in here all the time. That just hurts our farmers, and they get taken advantage of like nonstop. And yeah, how much, how much waste we have in this country? It's out of control what goes on. And again, you just can pop up a Walmart or a Target and just throw shit in that store. It doesn't matter what you put in there, everything will get sold. It's crazy. Like, we are just massive consumers of everything. So that's where you see it at. So yeah, prices are going to go up, so if you need anything, go buy it. And if not, just lay low for a few months and chill out. You're going to have amazing prices to invest in. This is where you make your money, and this is where you really make your money, especially in a position we're pretty much all in, where we really weren't long. Maybe you had a couple long positions, and you can even average down on them. Say you had Tesla and it was up a little bit more where you got it, and it's going back up. Look at it. It isn't even down. It's not even down that far, to be honest with you. It should be down there tomorrow, though. Should be coming down into this channel at like 203, I would imagine. But yeah, I mean, you're going to get these bad boys at some great prices. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I know that. And here we go. Let's go through our list. So I hope everybody enjoyed that little state of the markets right there. Try to explain everything. And again, it's not the end of the world. I'm obviously not panicking. I'm actually kind of excited that this happened. It needed to happen. Should have happened months ago, probably 2 years ago. Taiwan stocks plummet, exchange to take more stabilization steps if needed. So there you go. They just went down. And yeah, these tariffs are going to just they're just going to start whacking other countries, because again, these countries literally, they don't live without us. And I'll give you two more examples real quick. You know how Trump's all about, like, not being the greatest trade partner with Canada, and we love Canada. Canadians are great. I love the country. I visited a few times, and I loved it. We subsidize like their entire military. So honestly, we should just work hand in hand. I don't understand why it's not more friendly, to be honest with you. It should be. And clearly we subsidize everything, and that's Trump's big thing. He's like, look, we subsidize, we pay for everything, we just don't have the money right now. And all these countries are just so used to us just paying for everything and everybody, and it's just out of control. And Trump's like, look, can we just pay for our own shit for a minute and then try to save some money? It's like you had to move back in with your parents when you're older, just save some money because you needed to stack some money to buy the house that you want. That's kind of what we're doing right now. We're kind of just chilling, stacking money so that we can get our country back in order. And it makes sense. I mean, we've just given out so much money everywhere. It's just ridiculous. It's out of control. It's not a business model that anything could survive, let alone a country. So yeah, it's going to take a beating for a minute, and we're going to find some great opportunities, and we'll short this bad boy down and have a good time doing it. And like I said, we'll be buying all these. I mean, Ripple's at 191 right? Every time I look at it, they keep going down further. So let them go down. Just make sure you have some cash in your accounts and be ready for this week, because it's going to be a great one, guys. And we could see the bottoms coming this week. Again, big time overreaction, and you might as well get it out of the way right now and have it come down to as far down as you can and then work your way up. So I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of it that the market's crashing like this, but I'm a fan of getting these bad boys at some great prices, and we're gonna make some crazy, crazy money. Luis Rodriguez. What both of you guys know? What is the Fang ETF one? I know me and Luis Rodriguez were just talking about it the other day. What is that one? I can't think of it. I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. And I know it's not FENG, and that's all I keep thinking, and I don't know why. But I know that one is going to be insane. Me and Luis Rodriguez were just talking about it, saying we're keeping an eye on that thing. Is it a 2-time inverse or two or three? I forget. They'll send it over. They'll let us know. We'll go over it with the ETFs. And things like that, I mean, they're so far down. They look so freaking good, guys. It's going to be amazing. Like, it's going to be insane is what it's going to be. I mean, you're talking crazy, crazy opportunities that you just don't ever see it. I mean, when do you get an opportunity like this to see these bad boys? So, here you go. Overnight 24-hour leading. Here's the leaders right here. I'll repost that one. There we go. And what is it? The UVIX is the VIX future. So yeah, MSTZ is short in MicroStrategy, right? Yeah, MSTR. That one down. And let's see. Let me see what else. TLSQ is that the Tesla short. So yeah, these things are just going to get crushed tomorrow. FNGD, it's something like that. Is that it? Is that the 3 times? It's something like that. That might be the short and the other one. FNGD, is that the one I'm thinking of, guys? No, I was thinking of the one that's the opposite of this. So whatever's the opposite of this one is. But this one, look at it. It's getting into the top. This one looks great for tomorrow. And whatever the opposite, FNGA. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. Look at that. Perfect. FNGD for tomorrow, guys. Let me write these bad boys down real quick. So, yeah, we'll go through the market. We'll pick out what looks good. I mean, look at this bad boy. It just got right into the top right there. You can see it wants to run some more. Keep an eye on it. See if it has any pullback. I can't imagine it does, but yeah, it's gonna look beautiful. Look at this thing right here, guys. You want to talk about getting in the one that's gonna make you some money? Holy cow! Look at this thing. It's 3-time leveraged right here. It's FNGA. This is the Fang one. This is what I was talking about, and it's just getting into the basement, so it's coming down even lower. And then this thing turns around, guys. Holy mackerel! It's gonna be gorgeous. 3-time leverage, and it's going to be moving. Look at it, came down $50. Short it down tomorrow, actually. And yeah, short that one. You can run the other one. So yeah, we have the opportunities all over. So it's not like there's not beautiful opportunities all over the place. And yeah, that was it. Luis Rodriguez, thank you very much. You and Laptop Travel. And everybody that posts everything in, I greatly appreciate it. Like I say, our show is definitely a team effort. I just sit here and go through the charts and tell you what looks good, and I'm glad I'm blessed with a gift, and I totally am. I say it every day. Live a blessed life, and I'm just blessed to be alive after the accident I suffered. So, yeah, I have a great time hanging out with you guys and going through the charts and picking out what looks good and having fun. So there you go. And now we'll go through everything and see what's going on for tomorrow. But there's 2 of them right there. And again, you can short these down or run the opposites up. So you kind of know that the short ones are going to be going up and then the other ones are going to be going down. But yeah, look at this thing just getting into the top right here. FNGD, and then it was FNGA. I forgot to write that one down. FNGA is going to be probably dipping some more right there. So here we go. Let's roll through our list and let me know. I see a bunch of them over here that I'll run through. I'll go through the list real quick, and any that we don't do, I'll just run right through them bad boys. We'll even start with Genprex right there. I see Fayez wants it. Let's see if I could type it in. We'll get there. Hold on. There we go, Genprex. I remember it was running up last week. I couldn't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. It was Thursday. Well, Friday, I don't think anything was really running up, to be honest with you. Thursday still had some poppers. Friday was struggling. Let's see, and yeah, Finviz is trying to get this the it's the after hours that's not right. Actually, it's the pre-market's running perfect now, and the candles are going up. The after hours is still shows you it's the thing, but the candles aren't going right. But they are. They're on it. They know, and they didn't realize that it wasn't right, so they're trying to get that straightened out. So maybe tomorrow it will be all good. If not, we definitely have faith they'll have that fixed real soon. So it'll be all perfect really, really quick. And it is awesome. Just in time for a perfect market. I love it. And we get our charts right. Everything's cruising perfectly. Some people don't think so, but I love it. I think so. Anyway, Genprex right here. Let's see what it wants to do. It's pulling back right there. Looks like it's coming back down, to be honest with you. It does look like it's going to pull back. I don't think it's going to get that momentum tomorrow to stay into that channel. Looks like it's going to pull back a little bit on me, and that's what I would say for that one right there. And then I'll go through this, and then we'll go through all the other ones. I know stocking up for future, there's a few of them that I don't have on the list there, so we'll run through them bad boys. And everybody else, Blue Collar Teamster, and everybody else that wants to post Eddie, we'll run through them. But here we go, AREB, let's roll. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the state of the markets. Let me know what you guys thought of that. AREB, what a monster this has been for us, guys. And we were kind of all over it. I mean, we knew this thing was running. We had it after the reverse split. And it became a real monster. 136. And now this Friday, it was up to 2280. It closed at 1444. It's still in the channel. It still doesn't look bad. But you got to be careful tomorrow, guys, because it's over a weekend and it's hitting that top. It never got back up into that. It never got into the top area. So I'd have to look at it in the morning, but it did have some great run up. It might be one to totally take a look at in the morning for sure to see if it wants to keep, and might be one in 4 a.m. on Webull that keeps that momentum and then starts dipping back down. So just keep your eye on it. And again, over the weekend like this, I would assume most things are going to be dipping. We'll look at our list. It's pretty short. I kept it pretty short, knowing that we were going to be talking. And then like I said, I marked the laptop travel list, but we'll go through all them. We got plenty of time. I just didn't know how long I would be. And I didn't want to take everybody's Sunday night forever after I ranted about the markets. But again, I think we have a really good idea of what to expect, what to look for, and that's all I ever want you guys to know, because if you know that, you're always 10 steps ahead, I feel like, and you can kind of navigate around, and that's what we always do. We're usually 3 months ahead, and we can pretty much navigate around these markets with no problem. And we were playing stuff very, very smart, very safe. We had been for weeks. And yeah, we caught some nice dips. We caught all the poppers, so we were perfectly fine, no issues. So let's keep rolling right through our list, because the Lion started to take off, and that recently reverse split. I don't see it on there, but it should have said it right here. Yeah, reverse split back in March, and that one was curling up. But look at it hitting that line right there. And again, coming off the weekend, I would say any other day, I would say you're crossing through and popping off that line. But we have a clue what's going on in this market, so we have to be pretty careful here. In the after hours, it closed at 362. It doesn't look bad. It's another one. Keep your eye on it. You know you're looking. It has to get through right there. It's it's hitting it really, really hard. So if you see any bounce back on it, it's not making it up there. You got your 20 coming down. And as far as you'd get up there, it's probably in the 430s. Which would be fine, maybe spike a little higher, but that's what you're looking for on the line after the reverse split. And another one after the weekend, I could say it after all of them. I think this one was looking great last week. We went over Thursday. BDRX, this one ran up. And 201 to 235, it did close back at 160, but I'll tell you what, it didn't look too bad. Where is it? Right there, 160. It did pull back in them after hours for sure. Yeah, you could see it closed out like 169, and then it pulled back right there. But again, does not look really bad, and still in a pretty good spot. Was hitting that 20. We'll see how it comes out tomorrow morning, BDRX. But that is one I'll be keeping an eye on for tomorrow. Traded on Friday. It was a good one right there, jumping up there onto that 20, and I'm telling you, it still looks really good. So Keep an eye on BDRX, LGMK, our logic mark. I don't think this looks bad either for this week. We looked for it. We said, I didn't think it was going to pull back, but it had the possibility, did come back a little bit lower. And now maybe that is going to try to bottom out there. You can see it's trying to curl up. It's been trying to curl up here. And we do like when they dip and rip. That's why we're constantly looking for them. And obviously always scaling in and out of them. But you definitely want to scowl in. You don't want to just throw them all in right here when you think it's at its bottom and then you have it dipping down even lower. So I told you guys I got in it, and then it came down a little bit more, and I was perfectly fine with it because I get in right here, which was really cheap at 0.101 in the eights. I think it was like 8. It was right there, I think, at 8.3, exactly where I just had the thing at. And then it pulls back, and then you're in the 0.105s and 015s, yeah. So not bad. You just I expected. That's why I didn't load up too much. I knew if it pulled back into that lower part, I'd just buy it up again. So that's how you got to look at these things, because you never know. It looked like it wanted to run. You can't tell. Some of them, and again, most of them now are these momentum plays that are really running up. The other ones are real setups that you got to really pay attention to. I mean, look at Logic Mark really curling up there. Look at that. It's trying to separate. It's going to get running, guys. It's just a matter of how much it pulls back before it goes. And that's why you have to scale in and out. I'm fine with taking that position under 2 cents, like I said, in the 0.0183 area. And then if it pulled back a little bit more, I was perfectly fine loading up a little bit more on it. So that's exactly how you want to attack them. And obviously everything's a risk. You never know. Maybe it never pops. It may not, but I'm pretty confident it's going to get rocking and rolling off that look. That's what I look for all the time, and that's exactly what I look to do. So that's how you want to kind of approach them, I believe. And again, you don't want to be going real heavy in these things because they can pull back at any moment, and you expect it. So that's why you're expecting to start your position when you feel like it's at that bottom, and we're being patient, guys. And again, I even said to you, I don't know if it's coming down another level, but it definitely could. And if it does, and I remember saying, if it does, I'm fine with it. I'll load up more, and it did. I bought it right in here on that second day. It looked like it wanted to go, came here, and then boom, pulled back. And Friday grabbed a little more. And if it pulls back a little bit more, I'm fine with that. I'm good with it because I know I have a plan, and that's part of the idea too, is making sure you have a plan that you can execute. I knew I wasn't going to buy 100,000 shares at the very start and then have to kind of average that down. I think I grabbed like 25,000 shares to start, knowing that if it pulled back a little bit, I'd grab probably like 50 and just seeing where the price action was, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but get them there so that you pull it back, and then you go from there. But you're just waiting for that curl up, and that's you're not getting real crazy on these either because you just don't know. So you're not really like throwing your whole bank at them. You're just kind of trading them for a nice little pop, and you get in and out. You're not really making retirement money off of LGMK in the middle of a big red market. So just want you guys to understand, it could still run 100%. You could still make bank, but again, it's probably not going to do what they usually would, being that the market conditions are just crazy. But it will pop, and that's what you're looking for. And again, short these ETF and leveraged ones down, or the opposite ones, the ones that are the short ones, take the ETFs on the way up. That's where your money's at. So that's between these penny ones, rocking and rolling the right ones, but you got to be careful with them, obviously. You don't want to be trading like 10 of them. You pick the one that you like. I told you, I'm clear about it on this show. I think you guys know, and if you listen to the show, you know what's going on. You know what I like, and so yeah, I make it really clear, I think, and there you go. So I liked it. I thought it was a great opportunity. I still do, and that's what you look for. DMN, another one that's been really good and popping up for us, and still doesn't look bad down here. So you could have this thing still running around. Look at it. I was trying to curl up, went a little bit flat right there, and we'll see. We'll see if it wants to dip down. Look at it. It's at that 0.0140. I'll look at it tomorrow morning, see if it's pulling back, if it's a good opportunity. Again, a lot of these are great opportunities. Look at them. We're like levels down. I mean, they level down. That's why you watch this a little bit, see if it wants to level down. You get a quick pop on it, and it's a beauty right there. And that's why you're not jumping in them early and waiting out too long. It's a couple days at most, and you really know where your levels are, and you have your plan. So I think LGMK could be really good this week, and obviously we'll be watching that bad boy this week, and the DMN and all these guys. ICCT, this one was running for us. How about that blue screen? And this one's another one to keep an eye on. I think this one's going to get running up tomorrow morning some more. You can see it trying to peek its head. It was trying to anyway. I guess over the weekend, you just don't know. But it's over that support. It looked really good. And this one we were all over too and had it. It did have that one day, but look at these, the 20 and 50 meeting up right there. Looking pretty good, so I would keep an eye on that. And you do not have options on that cheap guy. Usually these ones you don't, so you got to just play them as stocks, and that's perfectly fine because they've been running up pretty good. So keep your eye on that one for some momentum right there. And that is ICCT. And our APDN pulled back a little bit. I'd say 21 cents, a little more than a little bit on Friday, but it went with the market. It's crossed through. It's pulling down. Maybe that's a bottom because that 131 didn't look too bad right there. We'll look at this in the morning and see. You can see it did pull back. And, yeah, we'll definitely readdress this one in the morning. I'll take a good look at it, but I think that could have been a bottom. You just can't really tell after the weekend and the market conditions. Maybe it pulls back another day and then tries to get rolling back up. It should still be pretty good. It just had a nice little pullback right there. Tried to get rolling. It rolled up a couple times, and now you got some pullback. It'll set up and get rolling, so we will be watching APDN as well. And this hit right here took a little hit on Friday. It pulled back. It was setting up, and then it just pulled back right there. So we're gonna have to take a look at good old hit because it did look good. And then you had that pullback look, and another one. It could be that dip and rip look. Look at it. So we will keep an eye on this one in the morning as well. It is a U.S. software company, so I'll look at HIT and APDN in the morning and see what they want to do. MRM, I think that one actually dipped down right after it had that run up. Yeah, we were all over. But this has that look. I remember I was looking at it this weekend, and has that look like it could get bounced back up, guys. So keep an eye on this thing in the morning and see if it can get bouncing back up right here. It may. I think which one did it? AREB did it right here. Look, AREB had that run up, bounce down, and then took off like pretty big. And this one kind of looks like it wants to do it right here. Look at that. Run up, bounce down. Looks like it wants to run up pretty big. So keep an eye on MRM in the morning. I would say it could possibly get running again. And DGLY was not looking bad. We've been watching it. Ran up the other day right there. Got out of the basement. Was just running flat. But again, trying to curl up. Doesn't look bad. Trying to come off of that line. Had a little dip right there. Could be a bottom right there as well. So, yeah, some of these penny ones could really get moving tomorrow. We know that. When the market likes to dip, the money likes to go into these guys, and they do like to run like crazy. BON, we've just been watching this thing dip, and I think this week is the time to watch it. Remember, it was hitting the line right there. Had that it did have that pop up on Thursday. I forgot about that. Friday, it had a little jump up, it looks like, too. Let's see what it did. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad as it's curling up right there. So keep an eye on this BON because this thing could get cruising for us too. And we've been watching this one, tracking that. So definitely watch that guy this week and tomorrow especially. And this Newton Golf has been setting up pretty good. Had earnings, had that good spot right there. And I think this one's going to be a pretty good one to try to set up this week. Newton Golf, look at it. It's trying to get to that 20. And again, curling up right there. Not looking too bad. Closed at 181, got up to 209. Keep your eye on Newton Golf. It is golf season real soon, so we'll keep our eye on good old Newton Goff right there. And we watched that when it was Sax Parente. And how about this clue? It pulled back big time right here, one of these China ones. I was just amazed because the way it pulled back and it still sat on this bottom line. That's why when I saw it, I was like, oh, we got to see this thing and see how it closed. I don't think I looked at it closed, but I was definitely looking at it on Friday. I remember seeing it and going, wow, that was a nice pullback. And I was waiting for it to get back into the basement, and it didn't. Look at it. So I'm telling you, these things can get wild. It's just that one to watch. If it starts curling up, you're going to want to get in it because there's a lot of room to run. We've seen it before with that GDHG did it for us recently. I actually traded that one. Remember I told you? And then it took a huge dip like the day after I got rid of it, or 2 days after, I think. But yeah, that one was a nice one. And I told you guys a long time ago, that's like my favorite one that runs up. And we used to use it all the time as an example. So that's why. And this one, honestly, is a good one, too. It just happens to be on a watch list that I have. And that's how I see them and know that they're getting ready, because they kind of alert me sometimes that, if I see them setting up, I'll start looking at the China ones. So just keep an eye on that clue. And this one did take a dip. This one does run kind of crazy, though, this UOKA. But look at it. It was pulling back a little bit. So I'm not sure if it does want to pull back, because it did look really healthy the other day. Look at it curling back down. So we will take a look at it tomorrow, but you could actually get a little dip on that UOKA, and I guess that'll have to be UOKA to catch that bottom and catch it back up. I thought it was going to really cross through and get popping right there, but it had other plans. You can see right here on, what day is that? I can't even tell. What the heck day? Oh, March 28th. Yeah, March 28th, and that was a Friday. So that's why on a Friday when they stop like that, you just never know, and that's why I say that. Whoa, look at that thing. What did I just click on? Holy cow, it wasn't that. I know that. Let's go back. What did I just, groups? Oh man, I'd say the groups are pretty. Utilities. Look, see, utilities are up, and consumer defense, financials, and communication services, and a little bit of real estate, but that's not going to last very long. And energy's way down. I thought energy wouldn't be down so far, but it is. And there's your basic materials are going to be way down. I'm surprised healthcare is way down too, right there, but. There you go. Those are half year performances. 1 month up here, 1 day. Look at these things. Everything got smashed. And then your 1 week. But anyway, there you go. I don't know if I ever even looked at that. Groups. We might have to check that bad boy out more often and see what's going on in the groups right there, because I never look at it. Anyway, let's go and see what are the futures up to. Here's your futures right here. I don't know if they actually change these things. Like, is this... like right now, I'm not even sure. I have to look. Let's see. Yeah, like I don't know if this is like current time right now or if this is closed probably from Friday, I'm guessing. So I'm not exactly sure what they do for that. I have to find out. Anyway, I actually asked if they put the MACD. Hold on, did that? Oh, wait. What is that? No, that's not it. I was going to say, what is that? That's the, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say, did they just add something? But no, I asked them if they could put the MACDs and RSIs on here. That would be nice. We'll start trading futures if they do that. I just need them to be able to really see what's going on. But anyway, let's get back to it. And that was UOKA, and it is pulling back right there. And Kodak right here. Let's see what Eastman Kodak's doing. It did dip down. I think it's coming into the basement. They are setting up to be bullish right here, and I know they were doing something. What the heck were they up to? I forget what kind of news they had, but yeah, I forget what the heck they were doing. But anyway, they were up to something, good old Kodak, but that one looks like it's pulling back pretty well, so we'll keep an eye on that to dip down tomorrow. And how about HEPA? This one isn't too bad right here. It recently had that reverse split, ran up last week, I believe it was, April Fool's Day, yeah. And it is just kind of pulling back. It looks like it was just kind of running around right there Friday. Let me see. Yeah, it didn't really do anything too crazy, 46 to 49, closed at 45. I'd have to look at HEPA, but it was a recent reverse splitter right there. Never really got cruising. It might be waiting for that 20 to come down for it. And we can take a look at HEPA tomorrow. And this AUD, this one recently reverse split and was looking pretty good the other day. I know it was on our watch list for the last week or so. And that was your bottom at that reverse split and looked pretty good there Friday. 378 to 560, closed at 5. And look at these things. We like when they Pac-Man towards each other. They usually get running. Keep an eye on AUUD. I do like that one tomorrow, so that's looking good. I can't see. There we go. AUUD right there, not looking bad, I would say. That's right. My little guy was down here playing with all the lights earlier. That's why I'm like, why is these things all messed up? And that's because he was having a good old time. Anyway, that's all good. Let me just adjust the light so I can see. You guys know I can't see anything with a shadow. It's forget about it. It's over. AUUD though, I can see that's looking good to get up into that channel and see if it can even get up over there because it's not looking bad to try to do it. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that one right there in the morning. And this one's not looking bad. AGMH, it was up a little bit on Friday. Yeah, pulled back there. I was just making sure it was. AGMH. Oh, if I type it in, there we go. And yeah, it was moving around 4 cents. It did get up to 5, closed in the 4s, right under 5. Another one, not looking bad. Maybe it tries to run up to this line and jumps off it, guys. So keep an eye on this one as well right here. So we have quite a few of them that aren't looking bad, I must say. ALLR, and again, after a Friday, we just don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we have a very good idea of what could run and what to short down, that's for sure. ALLR, definitely pulling back there. Let's see if that's trying to bottom out or still pulling back right here. That has an interesting look. Look at that closing at the same price and opening, closing. 85 with the tie. That could get curled up now. I know it was pulling back right there. That 20. Well, I have to look at ALLR tomorrow, guys, but maybe that'll try to get set up. And how about AIM? This one wasn't looking good or not looking bad. I mean, on that dip. Look at that nice dip to the bottom. We'll see if it gets into the basement. And the other thing was it was setting up right here. It did pull back, but it could curl up or pull itself up. Look at that setting up right there. 20 came down. It's an interesting one for sure, AIM. I'll look at it in the morning. I took LAC off. This was pulling back, but it is setting up right here and going to pull back to that bottom and get set up in the next week or so. So LAC, we'll keep an eye on this one in the next week or two. I'll just look at it. I forgot. I was going to add it on there and I just skipped over it. OCGN though. Look at that, trying to curl back up, guys. Exactly what we were talking about. And we've nailed this one pretty good. OCGN, and it doesn't look bad to curl up. So you can keep your eye on OCGN tomorrow morning because that's not looking too bad. And SUNE right here, SUNE. Sun Nation, we've been watching it. It goes pulling back. Looked like it tried to bottom out down there, hitting that bottom. And we do know they like to roll off that MACD just like this. So I would keep an eye on this Sun Nation. It could get pretty bright this week. And it was looking good the other week, and it popped up that one day and then took that dip. So I will definitely keep my eye on that one right now. And B-Hat, that Blue Hat Entertainment, Interactive Entertainment, this one ran up this past week. And look at it, trying to curl back up. And I think it was the Godfather had said this one on that small cap show, which is tomorrow. It should be tomorrow at 1 o'clock with the Wolf Gang. So tune in tomorrow. I'll be on there at 1 p.m. with the Wolf Gang. And that, I'm telling you guys, that is one great show. The dude from the Wolf Gang, he just happened to put a great show together. I'm telling you, it's really good. To do Money Mark and the Godfather and Ben, I'm telling you, just really, really good, different outlooks on things, and just super knowledgeable people that you can trust what they're saying. Obviously, nobody's ever going to get anything 100% right. We all know that, but you just want to have honest people that you can really trust, that know what they're talking about and know that they can't get it right 100%, but are going to be pretty damn accurate. And that show is exactly what that is. It's really a good show. So I always enjoy being on there and speaking, and I'm just glad that I'm a part of that show because it's a really good one. So anyway, Godfather, shout out to him. And he'll be on tomorrow, I'm sure. And yeah, he had mentioned this B hat last week, and he nailed it. I mean, right to the day. He caught it right here. I'm telling you, on April Fool's Day, he nailed it, and it did jump up. It's not looking bad still. And I know we've watched this thing a bunch of times. B hat, we've nailed it a million times. So yeah, it's not looking bad right there. Trying to curl up. Keep an eye on that tomorrow. Had a little pullback. It looks like possibly at the end of the day, maybe. But yeah, not looking bad at all. So keep an eye on B hat right there. We'll watch it. I'll see what that one wants to do. An Icon recently split, I believe. Let me see if I remember correctly. Yes, it did. And I know we had just added it back. April Fool's Day split right there. And this one's looking good, guys. ICON. Look at this bad boy trying to curl up. So that's another one. Icon Energy right there. That could become an icon in the energy field. Maybe tries to jump up here over that 350 area. So yeah, you just had that reverse split. We'll watch it. Make sure it don't want to come down a level at all. And it really wants to get out of that basement and move. And it will. So that is Icon and LMT, Lockheed Martin. I brought this up earlier, I think, real quick. If not, we're doing it anyway. But it did pull back, and it is getting set up, guys. It tried to curl. Yeah, because I said it did follow that pattern right there. And it will get set back up. Lockheed Martin, it just kind of dipped with the rest of the market right there. Look at that nice pullback. It's at, what, 430 right now? So that is a good price. It could even dip some more. We'll watch it to try to get under this 429, exactly where it's at right now, as a matter of fact. That's pretty much where it's at. And yeah, it could definitely pull back a little further to get set back up. So that could be a great opportunity in the next few days. And WCT was running for us. This was one of the momentum plays, guys. And these are the ones that you're going to want to rock and roll with right now. These are the fresh picks that run. And so WCT hitting that 20. It opened and closed like right around the same price. And after the weekend, that's a coin flipper. It was just flat right there, hitting that line. I'd expect it to try to pull back a little bit. It says it tried to go up in the after hours. I'm not exactly sure, but maybe it was just going up to hit the 20 to pull back. It's one you definitely have to look at in the morning. So we'll keep our eye on that one and just see what it wants to do. I'll take a look at that. And IBO is another one on the list that ran up over 100% the other day. Someone brought it up, and again, you guys just contribute amazing stock tickers. We just look at them and say, oh yeah, that looks really good to run up, and it did. Look at it. It had momentum going 64 to 96, and then it kept going 92 to 118, and it did run right there. So IBO got cruising, and again, their after hours candles aren't exactly on, but they'll be on probably this week, I would imagine. And there you go with that one. And MITQ ran this past week. I know that because we had it right there, and it continued to make a base. Guys, keep an eye on this one. This could be a really nice momentum runner in the morning. It looks like it wants to be, and definitely keep an eye on MITQ. I think we took an eye off of it after it ran up this day, to be honest with you. And I don't know why we did, because it looks really good right there. I know we had it for that pop. I remember it. And then I forget what happened, but I guess I just skipped it. I don't know what I did, but did we go over it again? But it looks really good right there. I would keep an eye on that tomorrow morning. And how about MITA? I think that's what I wrote. I don't even know what the hell I wrote. MITA. I have no idea what that was supposed to be. If anyone knows what they wrote in, and I just no idea. Hold on, let me see. Unless someone was writing meta in, but we always do that. Yeah, I don't know what MITA is. What the heck did I write? I have no idea. I don't know. Anyone knows what that is, just pop it in again and we'll look at it. Burks Group, this is that one luxury thing that we were looking at. This thing had set up the other day and ran up, I remember. Yeah, like right here. And then that took a big dip, and it looks like it's going to be coming down. It's hitting that MACD. Let me see. I'd have to look at that tomorrow, but it looks like it could come down right there. We know they like to roll off, so that's one I'd have to look at right there, BGI. Let me take a look at that tomorrow. And that TWOH, that is an OTCer. And let's see. Wow, that thing has been running up. Somebody knew what they were talking about right there. Look at this thing. Keeps running up 78% there. Ran up again 68%. Maybe, like I said, I just can't tell because it just doesn't have, like really a chart that I kind of like to see, but I mean, once they get up like this, they kind of look like they're topping out to me. But maybe it just wants to keep running up. I wish I could see it a little bit better, but I just have no idea really what it wants to do right there. I mean, it looks like it's running up pretty good. It could run up a little bit more, but you obviously have to be careful if it's going to top out right there for Two Hands Corp. And there you go. It was a good pop up, I must say, though. Somebody was on the point with that one for sure. And there you go with them, guys. Here are some ETFs over here. Let's look at our SQQQ right there. And that one's popping up, and that's your Ultra Pro short 3 times in the top. And looks like it wants to run up a little higher there tomorrow, guys. So keep an eye on that one as well. And your SPXS is your daily S&P 500 bear, and that's a 3-timer, and that's getting into the top and looks like it wants to run up there. So these ones are great ones. We were all over that yin and the yang. I mean, we had that yang right here perfectly. It ran up nice too. Look at that run up right there, and looks like it wants to keep going. So that could be a really good one. And obviously your yin looks like it's coming down right there some more into the basement, so that's what they look like at the moment anyway. And your UVXY was a really good one, and we've looked at this thing and it's in the top and looks like it wants to continue running, and that's a 2-time VIX short term right there. And your J Dust, these ones have been down. As a matter of fact, that's your junior gold miners bear, and that's actually trying to bump up because the gold was pulling back a little bit, but we'll have to see how much that one really wants to go up, because again, gold will start to pop up there, and so you got to be careful with that, because that's the gold miners bear one. And what else? And Dust is the gold miners bear 2 times leverage one. The other one's the junior one. And again, got to be careful. They look like they're running up some right now, so they probably will as gold pulls back, but you know that'll change around right there. And NVD is the old, what is that right there? That's an ETF for NVDA bear 1 time, and NVD is also a 2 times short NVIDIA. And look at this thing getting into the top, and that looks like it wants to run up. So again, some great ETFs right there. We'll go through our laptop travel list, our Jolie's Jams, our SPY, our big caps, and everything else real quick. But remember to keep your eye on all them ETFs, because they're going to be great plays. And then I'll take a look and see what you guys want to look at. As a matter of fact, let me go through them real quick, and then we'll go through the rest of them. What didn't I get to? CHSN right there. Let me see. What is that? Chanson, right? Yeah, we did this one not long ago. Let's see. That's that doesn't look too bad, huh? CHSN. Look at Chanson running up in the after hours, I believe. All right? Yeah, had to. Yeah, see? And there you go. That's that look where it doesn't track the candle in the after hours. I'll have to shoot it over. I sent over my pre-market video the other day to them. They had actually asked, because I said, yeah, I don't think the after hours is working right. And they were like, do you have an example? I said, yeah, sure. Just look at my live stream video on pre-market. I pointed out like 5 times. So I sent them the link. I'm sure they looked at it. But yeah, I did. I looked at it today. I was like, yeah, I pointed it out in like the first 2 minutes of the show. And here's another one, Chance. And so yeah, they'll get it right. I have no doubt in my mind. As soon as we started having faith that they were going to fix it, it got fixed like that. Isn't that amazing? I'm telling you, positive attitude and energy are everything in life. I had nothing to do with it. I couldn't even control any of it, but I was just bitching about it, and I said, you know what? I'll stop bitching, and then we'll just say that we have faith in it. And then we did that for a week, and then the next thing you know, we come on, and then things fixed. How amazing. That just shows you the power of positive energy and what it does for real. And I've always been a firm believer of that for sure. So that is just the way. And again, I was like, I gotta stop bitching about this thing. It's driving me nuts, and it's just not good energy to have. So I said, we'll just say that they're gonna fix it, and it got fixed. And they'll take care of this too. I have faith in them. Like I said, they already know it's not right. So, but yeah, you can see it right there. It's not right on Chanson, and you can see it right here. But that actually looks pretty good right there. Stocking up for future. I do like that. We looked at our logic mark DMN. We looked at how about AEHL? Is that the antelope one? Yeah, AEHL, the good old. Oh, that just split. Look at that. I didn't even know it split. We had looked at the antelope there for a while, guys. And it ran up Friday on that split. Keep an eye on it. It could continue to run up. That's a good one right there. Stocking up for future. Thanks. I didn't even know the antelope split right there. AEHL. And Wheeler right here. WHLR. That's like a real estate one or something. If I type it in right, it'll be a real estate one. Right. There you go. Wheeler Real Estate. And this one, wow, look at it. This one could be a good one that we track in the basement for a while, like our ALLR and them. November till now, that's a good couple months right there. Let's keep Wheeler. Wheeler's going to be that tracker right there. It could even stay in there with these market conditions for a moment, but wow, that's in there pretty good. And let me take a better look at Wheeler here. Well, let me just get rid of an L. Yeah, it's going to get set up, guys, off of that look right there. What did it do? How the hell did it get up there? What the heck is going on here? That doesn't even look right. 303. I don't know. Something doesn't look normal. Anyway, who cares? I'll look at it tomorrow. We'll see where it's at right there. That doesn't. It looks all weird to me. But anyway, I'll look at that tomorrow. It's in action. That could be a good setup right there. Wheeler. That BJDX is the Bluebird, or Blue Jay Bluebird. It is a Bluebird, but the Blue Jay right there. And that one is trying to pop up. Let's see our Blue Jay right here, BJDX. And wow, that did run up, huh? And it looks like it might cross through and continue, guys. That's a really good one. BJDX 311 to 491 at 455. So BJDX, might want to keep an eye on that one tomorrow morning as a little momentum play. That one's a good one. How about SBET? We haven't looked at that one. SharpLink Gaming. This one was on Laptop Travel's list there for a little while on the laptop lowdowns, and that one ran up there Friday. Look at that, Laptop Travel. That was like a big hit right there, 24 to 41. It's at 38. And yeah, that was a nice little hit and doesn't look too bad right there. So we can keep an eye on SBET and the Newton Golf we did. And yeah, that one didn't look bad. Let's see right here. Let's see. APDN dilution. I mean, I don't really look at, let me type it in. Like I said, I just look at the charts. I don't really look at much. I had over 1.6 million in volume. I think it just got pulled back right there with the market, with everything else. It just was trying to get set up the other day and didn't get really running. We may even have to wait for the 20 to come down at this point. I think I even said that the other day, just because it didn't get popped up. The chart changed around on it. So we'll have to take a look at it tomorrow, and it'll still run. It'll just have to get set back up and get moving. Maybe it'll take a little longer than it wanted to, and it's not a big deal. Just we'll watch for them bottoms right there, catch it on its pop up right there. So that's what APDN, we'll keep an eye on that. CXAI, that one ran up, didn't it, last Friday as well? Yeah, it did. We were all over that one. I forgot about that. Thank you. I forgot about this one. So many poppers, you forget about them. It ran up Thursday and Friday right there. 128 to 149. It's at 131 and still not looking bad. CXAI could be one of them poppers too, guys. So keep an eye on that one as well. And that could be a little momentum play. CXAI, I forgot about that guy. And then Chanson and Logic Mark, we literally just did, huh? You guys were on the same page with them guys. And yeah, not looking bad, I would say. Oh, it did run up in the after hours, huh? What did it say? I just did it 3 seconds ago. I already forgot. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on that Chanson. That one is looking really good right there. CHSN. And keep an eye on that for some momentum right there. I like it. And Blue Collar Teamster liked it. And also stocking up for future, it looks like. And yeah, the margin calls, CFS, I agree. Let's see what else. I know I mentioned a couple of these earlier. And that Taiwan said today that it wants to cut tariffs to 0. There you go. See that? And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there, Luis Rodriguez. And And Officer Steve said, thank you, God, he put all his money in NFTs a few years ago. He's laughing now. That's hilarious. And that's great. So there you go. And let's see what else you guys are looking at over here. Let me take a quick look. Let me see anybody else. That FNGA, my account is locked and loaded to pull the trigger. Luis Rodriguez said, yeah, we were just talking about it the other day, laptop travel. So we're keeping our eye on that. I'll keep everyone posted when we're getting into that FNGA. You got it. And, yeah, we're definitely keeping an eye on that thing, guys. That'll make some life changers right there for sure. And laptop travel says he calls well, we call that a paradise taxed Aruba. So same thing for exactly the same thing for Hawaii. That's another great example of laptop travel. I was talking about how Aruba is import and everything, and Hawaii does the same thing, and it's super expensive, guys. And so that's another great one right there. Good example, so people that are familiar with Aruba or Hawaii understand that for sure. High quality trade signals all day, every day. I'm not sure, but you got it. You know it. And let's see. Anything else going on? I think we got all that. Now let's go back to our laptop travel list. I believe we got through all that. Yeah, I'll go through, guys. So I'll go through. I obviously already marked it up. I'll hit up the ones that I already dotted up. We already know that they look good, and we'll go through and we'll break them all down so you guys can see them. There's a lot of great ones, I'm telling you. A lot of them, I was like, whoa, that looked good, especially just starting right off with this BTTR. So you ready? Let's, what did I just do? I just made like a marker or something. I don't even know. I had the cursor or something on the yard stream or the stream yard, and it just said I did something. I don't even know what I did, but it looks like it's all good. Anyway, BTTR, it was up 21 cents. Remember, this was on the list the other day, and we were liking it, and that's probably why, because it decided to run when everything else was dipping. Look at this dip it took. It opened at 175. It got up to 190. It took a dip down to 120. I guess it was like at the beginning, and then just got rocking and rolling, guys, and this thing looks pretty good at that 187. It looks like it's ready to kill somebody, so keep an eye on BTTR right there. And COCH, this one, Envoy Medical. Look at this thing was curling up. I didn't even notice, I don't think, that it went down the after hours. Maybe I did because I was looking at them all. COCH. But yeah, this thing didn't look too bad right here. 132 to 144. It's at 142, so FinViz could be off. I'm not sure. I just noticed that when I looked over, so I'd have to look at it in the morning. But another one looked really good. Look at it in that channel right there. EHGO. Down a penny, but another one, just a little healthy pullback. And look at these runs all over the place, guys. 97 to 105. I mean, these things are just running 96 to 104. It's just running really nice. EHGO. And look at it. It shall go or something. And what it do? 92 to 104. It closed at 104. So that is looking pretty good on there. EHGO. HKPD, guys, keep your eye on this thing. We've talked about it for a little while. This thing could get a little nutty if it gets over that 161. And we already know it's a new one, and we did our research. Well, Laptop Travel did the research. I won't say I did anything. And he told us about who wrote it all and everything like that. We know this thing has potential. Keep your eye on HKPD. I already marked it. What am I doing? And IMG, we went over this last week as well, and this thing ran up. On Friday, it was running up, and it does look like it's trying to keep going. So we'll see. Look at it. It did spike up there pretty good, 62 to 78, pulled back to 50, and yeah, it wasn't looking bad. Like I said, remember CIMG? We had talked about it a few times. It did run up. I'll look at it. Could pull back tomorrow, but that was one that we were looking at, and it ran up. LBGJ right here. Libang. This is a China one. Look at this thing where it's at. It wants to go Libang tomorrow, it looks like. LBGJ. LBG is like the hardest letters to even say. GJ. And yeah, look at this thing. Trying to get up over that 20. Make sure it gets up over this 20 tomorrow, and this thing will get banging off right there. So look at it where it's at. It's in a perfect spot. Keep an eye on LBJ. I can't even say it. LBGJ. keep an eye on that one right there, okay? Because it looks pretty good. MMA, this one looks like it's trying to fight its way up right here. Good old mixed martial arts at 85 cents, and looks like it's trying to roll up there. So keep an eye on the good old MMA. Look at it. We know they like to roll up right there. So that one is not looking bad at all. And WORX. Oh, I don't need all them letters right there. But WORX, let's see what this one's up to right here. Just a little bit of pullback onto that 20, and let me take a look at it. Oh, what do I keep doing? There we go. I had that open and close at the same area right there, right at like 78 cents in that channel. Was trying to curl up. Keep an eye on it. It grabbed my attention when I was going through them, obviously. And let's go through these ETFs. This first one right here, guys, you're going to want to watch this thing. It is awesome. And this is like the FANG one right here. Microsectors TM, whatever, FANG Innovation, 3 times inverse leveraged ETNs. Look at this thing getting ripping into the top right there. So obviously this one's short in the FANG. I don't know what it's up to, but it looks like it wants to keep ripping. I can tell you that. So keep an eye on BERZ right there. That's another great one. In addition to our FNGDs and them guys right there. So keep an eye on that. And GDXD, that is that gold miners one, 3 times inverse leverage. And that's starting to jump up. And again, that one is obviously the short. So the gold was dipping down. Not going to be very long, but you can take advantage of it while you can. HIBS, couldn't read it. That's that the S&P 500 high beta bear 3 times. Look at that. S&P 500 dipping. This thing's running up big time right there. I wasn't even familiar with that. I think we did J-Dust, right? Yeah, I already did. Oh, no, wait. I did JDUS or whatever. I don't know what the hell I did. Let's just look. I think we did this. JDST. Yeah, we did. It was jumping up there. And again, these things are jumping up right now. But I don't expect the gold, like the short ones, to be going up for very, very long. So catch them while you can. This one's interesting. JETD, Max Airlines 3-time ETN. Look at this thing running way up there. So we'll have to see if this one can continue to run up into the top. But that one could be coming back down relatively soon. So we'll watch that one as it gets up there. I was like, ooh, that one looks nice for both ways. NRGD. This one looked like a new one. I wasn't very sure about it, but it looked like it was in the top, and it does look like it's trying to run up a little bit tomorrow. And again, I'm not exactly sure what that guy is, but it was just there. I didn't even put a dot next to it because I was like, oh, I'm not sure, but that's what that looks like if you guys were curious. And OIO, that's why I didn't put a dot next to it. And look at this oil one right here. Holy cow, this thing looks crazy right here. Oil production, it is hitting that top, but it looks like it wants to continue up there. So we'll keep an eye on oil D in the morning and see what that wants to do. And TECS, this one is your daily technology bear, and you know that's going into the top. So that one's running up some more. So here's a ton of them that are great. And our Tesla ones, TLSQ. This is a trade Tesla short 2 times daily ETF, and it looks like it's hitting there and probably get right through, I would imagine, because Tesla is kind of dipping. I think it's going to have to take a big dip when the market does. And so, you know, this one's going to run. It's been holding itself up, too, pretty well. So when it starts tanking, it's going to go. And TSLZ is the 2 times inverse Tesla. And again, look at that thing sitting right there. It looks like it's about to blast off right off of that thing right now. And your UVIX 2 times VIX ETF right here, and you know that's in the top, and that looks like it wants to run up a little bit more. And how about WTID? And that is a microsectors TM energy 3 times, and look at that thing way up there. So energy up in the top, but again, that I have a feeling they'll top out. Well, everything will get topped down, come back down, but they'll get topped out, the energy, and see that start rolling again. And there you go, a bunch of ETFs and really good ones from Laptop Travel. So thank you very much, Laptop Travel. And let's just look at the SPY. I don't know if we really need to go through them all, but I can bust through them all real quick. All the ones that we look at, the Mag 7's probably all we need to see. I think everything's going to be pulling back for sure, but we'll run through them real quick. Here is your SPY way down there, $31, and probably coming down tomorrow some more. So Apple, I mean, it's just going to be a running theme. Apple into the basement right there. It looks like it's pulling back some more. Amazon, that one actually right into the basement. It was trying to hop back up, but I don't think it stands a chance tomorrow, AMZN. So, yeah, look at that thing. I think that's coming down some more. Amazon. And Google, let's see what Google is. That one took a nice dip, and that one looks like it's about to get into the basement. Meta took a nice dip, $26. Remember we said Meta wanted to dip down. It sure did, and so did Microsoft right there, and that one took a huge dip. And obviously, NVIDIA, we were looking at it. That one dipped down and looks like it's going to get into the basement. And Tesla, we were talking about, trying to hold itself up, but I'm not so sure it will be able to. And that's coming down. AMC is holding itself up right here. This and GameStop. Remember, they were looking really good. I don't know what's going on here, but look at this thing, dude. I thought they have earnings or something. Maybe not. They did just have earnings. AMC is looking pretty good. Not sure how, but it is. And GameStop was trying to run back up right there. Look at this thing. Trying to curl back up and move. So we'll keep an eye on them. And Chewy wasn't looking bad either, I don't think. Remember, that was trying to get set up, pulling back, and you can imagine it's going to roll off that MACD right here. So keep an eye on that. And even Unity, didn't that one not look bad too? So I guess Roaring Kitty, no, that one did pull back. Never mind. Unity pulled back, but that could get bouncing off of that look, actually. So we have to look at that one. That actually could get a bounce off of it. So Roaring Kitty's crew right there with his AMC, GameStop, Chewy, and Unity, not looking so bad. Netflix took a huge dip. Remember what I told you guys where it was coming down to? We called it right there, 850. 855, it came down to 853. Holy cow, look at that. 906 to 853. That was a beauty, huh? And it's coming down even more, guys, Netflix. So that's taking a nice little dip. And let's see what our semiconductors, how much more they're going to dip down. You have this line down here for AVGO at 130, so I would expect it to come down there, that's for sure. And MU looks like that's coming down into the basement some more. And TSM got hammered, we were already talking about, and that looks like it's coming down. And how about your SMCI coming down some more? And how about AMD? You might as well come down with the crew too. And let's not leave out QCOM because they need to come down too. Look at that one. And we knew Intel actually was trying to fight its way up the other day, but didn't stand a chance. That came down right there. PayPal was trying to fight its way up the other day, but that came way down and staying in the basement. Snow is coming down. Look at that thing. That one might come down to that 110 area. And how about Dell dipping down some more? And that one's coming down more into the basement. We looked at Palantir earlier, and it's dipping down to get set up. So we'll keep an eye when it wants to run back up. Sophie had been dipping down, and look at it. It's about to break through that support line and keep coming through there. And good old Mara, this one was trying to fight its way up. Look at it. They were trying to get set up. Bitcoin was trying to struggle its way up there, but I don't think that's going to happen. You can see it already trying to fall through right there, and that looks like it's coming down. Riot, the same thing, wanted to curl off that MACD, and I don't think that's going to be able to do it either. Riot, RIOT. And it's trying to hold itself up, but I don't know, guys. I don't think so right there. Not with crypto and coming down so much. I doubt they'll hold themselves up. Clean Spark right here was another one trying to hold itself up, and so was MicroStrategy. They were still holding themselves up as of Friday, but you had crypto take a big old dip now, and it got smacked down today. And there you go. I think MicroStrategy's coming down as well. So there you go with that. And we'll take a look at them tomorrow. And how about Coinbase way down there? And I think that's coming down some more. And Robinhood got smacked down, and that's definitely coming down some more right there. And that is Coinbase, Robinhood. DJT was down $1.32. dipping down. And how about Fun, PHUN? Let's see, that one's down 23 cents. And yeah, look at that, hitting that bottom, curling down. And it doesn't look so fun anymore, does it? But I think so. I think these things look amazingly fun because I love them down here. This is where we always want everything. Mountain came way down. That thing was setting up. We'll watch this thing. Mountain may get a nice run coming up soon. McDonald's was still running up the other day, and then that thing threw out its Big Mac and just went home because that thing took a huge dip. Remember, this is actually looking good the other day, and then it just was like, I'm fast food and I suck, so I'm dipping. And that's exactly what it did. Look, it was rolling off there. So maybe even some of the ones that were rolling off that MACD may come right through with this big old pullback. And like I said, it needs to reset the market. Boeing way down there will get that set back up and take it. And space, you know, this thing's, I mean, for the biggest disaster ever, this thing went down like 3 cents. I guess it just can't go down anymore because it's just been such a disaster. But I was kind of impressed. Maybe space will actually start to move sometime soon. Who the hell knows? But anyway, that is your SPCE right there. And we'll look at it. IBM was coming down pretty good. And I think IBM's coming down even more right there. And Disney was dipping and dipping good into the basement. So was Oxy. Oxy was dipping down. Let me type it in. It wasn't down so much, but it is pulling back into the basement. Same thing with ExxonMobil. I think we talked about it. Look at it hitting that bottom right there. Could bounce back up. We'll look at it tomorrow. And how about Nike? That was actually trying to bounce up, remember? So we'll see. And I'm not sure exactly. Oh, Bill Ackman called for a 90-day pause on tariffs. So good for you. Anyway, here we go at Nike. Let me see what it's doing because it was bouncing back up. And yeah, I don't know if it's really ready. I don't think that's bottomed out. And DXYZ was pulling back, and it is, and you'll probably get it down in the 20s, which would be amazing, guys. Tell me how great that one will be down, way down there in the 20s. This one has access to what, SpaceX or something? It's the only way you can get in there. So there you go with your Mag 7 big caps and all them guys, and our list and everything else, and the state of the market. If you did not listen to the first 45 minutes. I went through the entire market, explained exactly what to expect, what's going to be good, what's not going to be good, and why everything is like it is. So let me see what else we have. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I'll go through the messages, the news, the stock twits, and all that good stuff. And here we go. Let me take a look and see if I missed anything. Think I got everything there. Here's our news stories, guys. Look at this. Stocks crater, Treasury rally on tariff turmoil. Taiwan stocks plummet, exchange to take. We already talked about that. Dow futures fall 900 points as Trump tariff market collapse worsens. Stock futures sink as ugly stretch for Wall Street looks to set to worsen, and stock futures plunge as Trump tariff rout restarts. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Restart this entire market. It'll be a beauty. I'll see if we see anything. SOXL way down. How about that Mullen trying to get set up, but I wouldn't touch it. WCT we talked about. HYG taking a nice dip right there. Ford still pulling back. Is that the China large cap? Yeah, look at that guy, FXI. That's the one's taking a big dip there. SPXS. We talked about that. This one might get rolling back up, guys. Let's take a look at this guy, RSLS right here. Has that look like it wants to run back up. Let me see. This one ran really good for us the other day. Remember, this bad boy got all the way up here. We were all over this guy too, from the 41s all the way into the 3s, and it could get roll. Keep your eye on RSLS tomorrow, guys, because that one could be one of them runners like AREB. So you might want to keep an eye on that. Grab my attention right there. IBO, we already looked at that. Anything else? Lucid kind of pulling back. Lucid actually trying to set up, it looks like right here. They're a car manufacturer. Yeah, we'll see if Lucid can get set up right there. Anything else? Our logic mark. Let me see. Nothing right there. Nothing in there. All right. I don't see anything there. And let's see anything over here real quick. Boom. What's that? BFIX already ran up. That's already down. There's our antelope. We talked about that. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing real crazy, I can tell you that. More ETFs than anything, it looks like. Shell companies and ETFs. So that's what it looks like right there to me. Let me see. I bet there's a bunch of red ones trending on StockTwits. Let me look at it real quick and see. Let's see what's going on over here. SPY, QQQ, NVIDIA, Bitcoin, DJT, Ripple down, SOXL, SPX, DIA, and Litecoin all way down, guys. The whole market's way down. So there you go. And I would say we just crushed the market. And again, if you guys ever want to know what's going on, I think you guys know who to ask and follow for sure. So if you don't follow along, go ahead, follow along on X, YouTube, and all that good stuff. I'm always doing the shows every night, 9 p.m., just like tonight. Every morning, 7 a.m. We'll be up on pre-market tomorrow, rolling through the market, calling it out like nobody else. I promise you. I don't think there's another show on the planet that covers stocks and the markets like this show right here. Our live show is amazing. An amazing community, that's for sure. Very knowledgeable. And again, I just go through the charts real quick. As you can tell, I tell people the faster I look at them, the more accurate I am. I look at them for 3 seconds and we know what's going to happen. We're pretty much 9 out of 10, I bet, on our averages. I mean, we crush the market every which way. You guys know that. We've been calling them out 100%ers nonstop, and we just do it consistently, no matter what the market does. And again, you guys know who's really good online now. It just shook all the people out. You guys see who can post things and who can't. I think you guys have a pretty good idea. I was talking about the other day. I told you they were going to get shaken out. I seen a bunch of people disappear. They just vanished off of posting about stocks and stuff. And again, if you can't navigate any market condition, then you probably are just probably copying and posting other people's picks, I would imagine. So this is how you really do it, guys. If you really want to see how to rock and roll through a market, no matter what it's doing, it can go up, down, sideways, do a backflip. I don't really care. Crypto, it doesn't matter. Just give us the chart. We'll kill it. We do it every day, 9 p.m., 7 a.m. Join us for pre-market. Join us at nighttime. Ask questions. Send me a DM. Post some comments. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you guys think of the state of the market today. Let me know what you guys thought of that. And there you go. So, yeah. We do. We have an amazing show, amazing community. Everybody talks on here. It's a great, great thing that we have. So tomorrow morning we'll go through our Joey's Jumpers. I mean, we just have listeners that have their own segments. Asian Joe Lee, Joey's Jumpers. Laptop Travel has his own segments. Luis Rodriguez, he deserves a segment. He sends in great picks, and so many other people have been contributing so many and so many great ones. Stocking up for futures been on point. 55 vets always on there. Blue collar, CFS. I mean, just so many people. You guys hear me, and I call you guys out. I like to give credit where credit's due. It's all about that. So that's why I don't act like I'm the only one doing anything here. That's for sure. We definitely have a great show because it's a team effort. I say that all the time, and I honestly mean it because you guys send in a lot of the great stock tickers that are actually trending and moving. I see a lot of them, but you guys make it really easy when I go, yo, what do you guys want to look at? And we just compile an amazing list. And obviously, we could always run over here and see what else is trending all the time on my scanners and stuff. So we have so many. Look at that. Holy shit. There's not even one on there. That's crazy, guys. That's when you know it's going to be bad. Let's see how many come up on here. We have to go back and see if it does it again. It maybe just been messed up or something. Here's one that looks like it's going to roll up there tomorrow. It looks like it's going to roll off that MACD, AIHS. I don't know what that is. AERT. That one might not break through, I don't think. That one's trying to. I'm not so sure. There's our AUD right there, guys. So Ecor right here. We've talked about that one. Not looking too bad. Look, then we just go over this COCH. Wasn't that on a list or something tonight? So, yeah, I mean, this is just my scanner pulling them up right there. I have to go back to that one. This is the S&P 500. and it doesn't have any on there. That's crazy, guys. That's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I've seen that probably happen on that one, that particular scanner, since I've made it. So yeah, and you can see it's a lot of the same ones pulling up on the different scanners right there, almost all the exact ones. So it's going to be a red day. I could usually just tell as soon as I pop up the scanner, and as soon as you just saw that first one not show us anything, you already know. I mean, that is your early bullish momentum, everything that you need to see for your S&P 500 right there. Boom, and there is nothing trending or moving tomorrow. So according to my scanner, and you know that thing's crazy. So there you go. And I'm saying things aren't going to be popping. That's the S&P 500. Remember, these penny stocks like to pop. That's these smaller ones that I'm bringing up, and you can actually see that there are some that we've already went over, like that AUUD and a couple other ones that we've talked about are looking pretty good. So exactly like we were saying, and that's where you're going to find your poppers right there. So we won't know what will happen in a week, a month, or a year from now. But what we do know is the markets will move higher well before sentiment and the economy turns up. So if you wait for the robin, spring will be over. That is the truth, Luis Rodriguez. Now we smash this market no matter what's going on. And again, I promise you, we'll be finding the bottoms on every single one. And you guys know, like I said, find these ETFs tomorrow. We'll go through them in the morning as well. And they're going to be beauties, guys. These things are leveraged. This is when you want to take advantage of these things. Like, look at this guy. 3 times leveraged on there. And it looks like it's just going to run up into the top. We'll know in the morning, you know that. And I'll be going through them at 7 a.m. So there you go. That is a great Sunday show. The state of the market, went through that. And again, I don't think there's another show that you can listen to that covers everything like this and just does that solid of a job, has a community like we have that constantly just knows what's going on. I mean, we just have a great show. There's no other show like it. Like I said, that the Wolfgang has amazing shows going on. They don't have shows like this. They talk more they're more obviously doing their due diligence on their fundamentals and things of that nature, which is great. That's why I love to do the small cap show. And again, I say, when I match up with them guys, you know it's going to be a home run. Just like when the Godfather the other day gave out B-Hat. We watched that thing all the time. It wasn't on our list at the moment. The minute we looked at it, we were like, yep, he's on to it. That's on. And you knew it was going to pop up. I mean, he knew something was up, and I knew that chart looked good, and bam, that's what you want to see. And again, you want to follow the people that you know can navigate through these market conditions. When you can navigate through this like it's no big deal and just shake it off and keep hitting 100%ers and just laugh about it, have a good time like we do, that's when you know you're on to something. That's when you know you can destroy a market, and it doesn't matter what it does. So we were prepared for months, guys. I mean, literally months. We learned how to short the market down 4 or 5 months ago, waiting for this to happen. So as soon as Buffett started putting money away, we were like, red flag, let's make sure we're on point. And that's what you do. You find the trends, you follow the right things, and you know exactly what's happening. You pivot around, and you smash the market in every direction. So there you go. I would say that's a great market review, a great overview of the market as well. And again, anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. And we're just going to keep taking the show to a whole nother level. I'm telling you, we're going. I love the live stream, and let me know what you guys think. But I think it's been way better with the live stream, and seems like it's a lot more interactive. Obviously, you guys can see what I'm doing as I move through these things, and I do. I think we're just going on a whole nother level from this show. I said it last time, we were taking it to another level. We started live streaming and hitting 100%ers nonstop, and got FinViz to change the charts. Guys, I'm telling you, we're taking it to a whole nother level now. I promise you, I already know we are, because I already know what's going on, and I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. So, yeah, we're going to crush the market, and there's no other show like this, I promise you. So if you're just tuning in, I appreciate it, greatly appreciate it. Again, follow along, tune in every night at 9 p.m., every morning at 7 a.m. If you want to know what's going on in the market, I spell it out really easy. And I say all the time, you know, you don't need to hit all the 100%ers. If you do, you better trade them smart, because if you don't, they're useless. And you really just need to be patient in a market like this. Really just eye these things up, know what you're looking at. We've been super patient on ones that we're trying to trick people. And again, I give a lot of people credit because people that know what they're looking at, they trick you. We knew the pattern, guys. We picked out the pattern. Unless you're listening to the show, you may not have a clue. You guys know I pick out these patterns like it's crazy, and then they just stick and they run, and that's how you really make money. That's how you crush the markets. It's all patterns, guys, and that's why this show is absolutely like no other show. You guys feed amazing, amazing stock tickers all the time. I sit here and look at them like nobody else can. I'll pat myself on the back. I don't think anyone can read charts like I do. I won't say as well because people definitely can. They don't look at them for 3 seconds and roll through 150 and probably get 147 right in the night. We've done it many, many times, handfuls. I mean, hundreds of times. We do it all the time, and yeah, that's what just separates the show from other shows. And again, there are great shows. I love going on the other shows. And I honestly do them at 2 times where nobody else is doing a show either. So you can join this show, know exactly what's going on in the market, and it really doesn't interfere with any other show that goes on. And honestly, you could just know everything happening, throw the other shows on, learn your due diligence. Like I said, the Wolfgang has a lot of great shows all day, and they talk about certain particular stocks and really know the due diligence of it. We don't do any of that on here. We roll through technicals, we roll through charts so fast, it'll blow your mind. But again, we know exactly what goes on, and we're extremely accurate no matter what the market conditions are. We just destroy the market, and trust me, I'm not bragging because this is a team effort on here as a show, and that's what I'm saying. There's no other show like it because of our team effort. We have listeners that have their own segments. All of you guys contribute so much, and I always appreciate it, and that's what makes this show on a whole nother level. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys appreciate it, or I hope you guys enjoyed it. I greatly appreciate it is what I was going to say. You could tell my brain's getting tired, but again, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tune in at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have the market under control, and we'll know exactly where to pivot to, what's going to be taken off, and what to short, what to take up, and we already kind of know exactly which way we're going to run. I'll take a picture of the watch list, and you guys already had the laptop travel ones marked off. And again, what a great list right there, especially that what was that first ETF? BERZ. I wasn't even familiar with that one. I looked at that and went, wow, we're looking at that tomorrow. So just great stuff all around, everybody. Just great stock tickers sent in. We covered the market perfectly, and that's all we needed to do. And there you go. Luis Rodriguez on 225 said Warren Buffett's probably sitting on a wad of cash this morning smoking a cigar, and we were posting back and forth. I remember we talk, and he sends me messages all the time. We always talk, and yeah, I'm telling you guys, we just knew. We were sitting there saying, guys, just sit there with some cash on hand. You know what's going to happen. Just follow these people. Just follow the brilliant people, and you'll know exactly what happens. It's not even rocket science. That's why I don't understand why people make the market so difficult. Just keep it really simple. We look at 2 things, an MACD and an RSI. It's really all you need. Your VWAP's pretty good there. Maybe I'll add it to the one chart. I was thinking about it. It does tell you a lot. I mean, we just now it anyway. It doesn't really matter. I kind of like my charts pretty basic anyway, but yeah, there's very little. I was going to add it because of the live stream. I think it'll help you guys, to be honest with you. I can kind of see it sometimes. And again, maybe it'll help me now. I don't think I've ever added it since my brain injury. So maybe it would be better because I used to see the lines way better. I don't see the lines as well, but I see the actual charts really well now. It's hard to explain, obviously, but I think you guys understand, and we do pretty well as a big team. So that's it, guys, and I just like the teamwork that we all have together. Like I said, we have a lot of great people that listen. Anyone that tunes in, listens to the replays or anything, and just contributes at all, sending in the stock tickers when I ask is just a big help. We get a great watch list, and again, they might not all be perfect ones that are going to pop that day, but some of them are great setups that we can see, like that OCGN. We track that that thing down for a while, guys. I mean, I'll show you. We knew this thing was going to start moving, and you guys know we watched this bad boy back here. And I said, yo, watch this chart watch it pull back. We'll catch the bottom, and watch it run up and watch the chart reset up. It's looking like it's about to do it. And we had that thing back here. So we were a little early, like a month or two early, just knowing exactly what it would do. So yeah, that's what, and again, I just love when you guys send them in. They catch my eyes because you just can't see everything, and there are so many of them. I mean, just look, you can scroll down and just, I mean, everybody looks at different things. So that's why it's so great to that you guys send in so many. And again, if they're not ready to pop that day, they're getting ready at some point. That's what's great about the market. You got ones that are up already popping, you got ones that are setting up, and you got ones that are about to run. So you always have them moving no matter what you want to do. You just got to seek them out and really find them. And I think that's what we're really good at on this show. Between it as a team, we find everything. And then obviously I can kind of zero in on the charts. And then as a team, we can rock and roll. And everybody has an idea of exactly what they're looking at. And there's, over 700 people on here right now that I greatly appreciate. And I'm telling you, over 700 people all look at different things, different trades, different styles, and different ways to manage the market. But if you listen to the show, you can navigate the market in a positive way, crush the market, and do it like no other person. So that's what we do, and that's why I enjoy doing the show with everybody. I love it. I mean, this is the greatest thing, and I tell you, it's cognitive therapy for me. I need it anyway, so I enjoy it. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and then obviously I talk to everybody, sends me messages, and we have a great time. So feel free to DM me. I'll definitely respond. Just make sure it's definitely my account. There's like 100 impersonating accounts out there, which is very humbling because I guess I'm doing something right that somebody would even want to make an account that would be a fake account for me. I never thought that would happen in a million years. So maybe we're doing something good here. So there you go, everybody. Again, thanks a lot for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. We're taking this to all new levels, especially when we come down like this. This is like golden times, guys. You can see how excited I am. And I think that we're all going to be excited because you can see this is when you can really, really make money. It was a golden opportunity for us, and we were all set up and ready for it. So that's what you want to be. So if you're listening to the show, I bet you aren't upset at all that this thing's pulling back. You're just sitting here going, Dougie Fresh, just tell us when the bottom is, and we are in. And trust me, we are going to do it because, like I said, them ones that we were looking at, them ETFs we were talking about, we're going to ride them things perfectly all the way up, and it's going to be wild. Them FANG, I mean, they're going to be leveraged 3 times, cruising, guys. So it's going to be some great opportunities everywhere, and we're just going to just nail them. We're going to find the best ones and just keep on rolling them around just like we've been doing. Even in these bad markets, guys, we've been doing really, really well. So there you go. Phil Trait, thanks for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. And what is SPXL real quick? Isn't that yeah, that's that one. That's the Dowie Bull, S&P 500 bull 3 times. So we looked at the other one, and then this is the actual bull one. So you can see it going into the basement. So, I mean, these things are pretty easy, and they should be still dipping down. Obviously, we mentioned this week, still the tariffs going, getting implemented. Countries are still contacting. So they're going to work these things out, and we could have a beautiful week of great setting up and really finding out what you want to buy at these dirt bottom cheap prices. And that's where you want to be, guys. So I love it. I have to say I am super excited. And I can't imagine you guys aren't that excited, too, after watching a show like this. And just know that this thing's going to be amazing. So your account might be down now. And I've watched my account go from being down before to being at its all-time highs. And as long as you sell at the right times, guys, that's what it's all about. Protecting your cash and selling it at the right time. I've really learned about, and again, we talk about trading all the time. I've learned through the years that really in investing in anything, honestly, I think your sell point is one of the most important things that you have to really zero in on and realize that's where you make your money. It's not always at your buy price. You always want things at the cheapest price. But if you don't sell it at the right price or ever sell it or get rid of it, it's really becomes worthless as it comes down. So I think really learning that sell price and knowing when to cut it, call it quits, and just getting out of things might be one of the most important things in trading smart and really making money. So with that said, just think about that, and there you go for tonight, and I will be back at 7 a.m. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for tuning in, and again, if you're not following along on X, YouTube, and all that good stuff, and I will see you guys at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show, and we'll destroy this market. I hope it's just as red like this. It may not even change the heat map in the morning, and we don't even mind because it's a beautiful thing. We have everything perfect. So there you go, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night.